already more than 100 degrees. One of the Afghan National Army soldiers opened Strongpoint Panzai's plywood gate, and out the American soldiers went, one after the other, leaving the zigzagged entry control point spaced 10 feet apart. The soldiers headed east, then north, into Saranzai village, a community of mud brick buildings and labyrinthine walls located roughly 2 football fields from the strongpoint. They knew the village well. They patrolled the terrain here 2 times every day, 5 or more hours at a time, or until something went wrong. Panzai and everything around it was a hellhole, Wally remembered. Life here resembled existence after an apocalypse. Decades of war had left Azari district in a state of collapse. Anarchy and terror had long since vanquished the rule of law. The villagers here had no electricity, no running water, no shops or food stores of any kind. Mud brick buildings bombed out and long abandoned, remembered Company Commander Captain Patrick Swanson. No fertile fields, no marketplace, no schools. Our minds are dark, we don't know anything, and our children can't even write their names, District Governor Niaz Mohammed Sarhadi told the State Department's Jonathan Addleton in 2012. At the Pentagon, war strategists called life here simple and Hobbesian, nasty, brutish, and short. State Department estimates put the villagers' life expectancy at 44. It was understood by everyone in the American chain of command that the area around Strongpoint Panzai was ruled by a network of Taliban insurgents, and that improvised explosive devices, or IEDs, were sewn into the terrain, into the roads and pathways and farmers' fields. Insurgents stockpiled homemade explosives in the abandoned compounds across this area of operations, AO, and recruited new members from among local villagers. Assassinations and murders were commonplace. In 2012, bomb production was on the rise. The Taliban ran IED assembly and distribution across the terrain. The buildings reduced to rubble around here served as bed-down locations for fighters coming in from Pakistan, trafficking weapons and material to make more bombs. After more than a decade of losing this war, in more ways than it could count, the Defense Department believed it had found a technology-based solution to the human problem of insurgency. All across Afghanistan, U.S. military forces were capturing biometric data, electronic fingerprints, iris scans, facial images, and where possible, cell swabs of DNA. The Pentagon believed that through mass biometric collection, it could bring the rule of law to this land where insurgents reigned. The effort was called identity dominance. The product was biometrics-enabled intelligence. The battlefield component of this data-driven mission fell to combat infantry soldiers in the field. One member of the platoon, the Company Intelligence Support Team member, the COIST, handled technical collection. The rest of the platoon supported the COIST's efforts with varying degrees of military presence and force. It was still early in the morning on June 4th as the platoon entered the village of Saranzai. The temperature had already hit 102 degrees. First platoon set up a security perimeter. Some soldiers took off their helmets. Others sat down. We had the biometrics on maybe 100 of the military-age villagers in the area, said Captain Swanson years later in